Welcome back. Just 23 laps remain from Kansas Speedway in the Kansas Lottery 98.9, the final race of the 2012 season. A lot of final awards are going to be being spelled out now, as we've seen already. Alex Bowman win the lap leader award, the Aaron's lap leader award going to Alex Bowman. He's led 539 laps this season, and he's the only one to surpass the 500 lap mark on the 2012 year.
Yeah, great season for Alex Bowman. Started out with so much promise last year by winning his first 2 starts, and certainly hasn't disappointed this year. Great season.
I know that for them, leading 500 laps is going to be great, but obviously not being in the contention tonight to win the championship is going to be tough. And I know a lot of these guys were really looking at DeCoin last week to make up the rain out from before, to really try and bridge that gap on some of those points. And unfortunately, with that being canceled due to rain again, I know that really put a couple of guys in a hole that they were hoping they wouldn't be in to come this weekend. So obviously, Alex was one of those guys. He felt like they had been running strong here at the end of the races, and that's what it was going to take to win the championship, but just didn't get that opportunity.
Guys, we have some drivers doing a great job. Mason Mitchell only making his 4th start of the season, but his other 3 starts all top 10 finishes, 2 of them top 5s.
Yeah,
nice job.
Last 2 runs for Mason Mitchell were 5th place finishes, so very impressive for that young man.
And running in the 6th position now, so looking like, as long as he can maintain, going to have another solid top 10 finish.
And there's Will Kimmel. Will with the Mallory Ignition sponsorship aboard that Ford for the family team, doing a nice job. Will knocking on the door of victory. Had a 2nd at Salem last year, and he's had some great finishes, top 5 finishes this year, including a 3rd at Daytona early on.
He's got a pretty good crew chief calling the shots for him, and Father Bill Kimmel turns the wrenches and has won a few championships with his brother, Frank Kimmel.
And Chris Wyndham also in the 32 car up in the top 10 for Wintron Motorsports, doing a nice job here. Chris is running right now in the 9th spot.
Good run for that 21-year-old. Let's hear from John West Townley. He's now with Jim.
He qualified 3rd, guys, took the lead running top 3. John West, what happened off of turn 4?
We just got really free. You know, I was complaining the run before about it being just really loose. For whatever reason, though, you know, we didn't tighten the car up, and you know, what happened. It's really unfortunate because, you know, it was going to be a really good day, I think, you know, for Zaxby's, and for me, I think we definitely had us a top 3 car. I mean, definitely had a shot for the win, but it's just really unfortunate. I hate to see it end like this.
And the Venturinis put together a really good piece. Glad to see you're okay, John West.
Thanks.
Let's check in with Ray.
Well, thank you, Jim. I'm down in pit stall number 1. This is Chris Buescher's pits, and we were talking about gluing up lug nuts. Check it out. Here's some lug nuts that were actually physically glued, guys. Now, what you do is you take your lug nut and you put this super bonding weather strip adhesive on. You just put it around the hole and you set your lug nut in. Now, over here, I could do the same thing. I could put that on if I wanted to, but there's a little simpler way. Check this out. They've got a new thing where all you've got to do is peel and stick. Maybe it's simple. You peel
I think
that.
it's sticky, right?
I know. But when you peel that all the way and you do it right, you stick that down in the hole and you're ready to go. And that way you don't have to wait for your weather stripping to set up and be ready to go back to the racetrack.
And it's too cold, so that's a very quick fix for those guys to be able to use those adhesive things. But, Ray, it takes 2 hands to take that paper off.
I know, but I had to hold my microphone.
I know it. We'll give you an assistant next race this year.
The only downside to those stickies that Ray was just showing, they're hard to get off, obviously. But when you go to put the tire on the studs,
right?
As you saw when him, you know, the glue was actually, or the decal or whatever it is that's in between there, the foam, it actually will pop off the lug nut. So when you go to hang that tire, especially with it being cold, that glue tends to set up a little bit better. Those stickies don't always work, so you better make sure that your tire guy has a couple of lug nuts stashed on his body somewhere.
And I mentioned earlier about the relationship between ARCA and Speed is going to continue. The announcement was made earlier in the media center today.
A very important announcement today for the Automobile Racing Club, and on behalf of ARCA and Fox Sports Media Group, pleased to announce today a multi-year extension of our network broadcast agreement with Fox. Fox has stepped up in a big way this week with some major announcements and being able to join in on the tail end of some major long-term announcements with an extension of ARCA's relationship with those people for a minimum of 2 years with a series of extensions, a minimum of 10 races a year live on the network, gives us more confidence again going forward and stability in the sport.
And again, over 15 years, there's been a relationship between ARCA and Fox Media Group, so we're very happy that that is going to continue right here with Speed and Fox Media Group.
We got to watch this guy a bunch in ARCA Racing Series.
Sure did.
Right here on Speed.
Well, the good news is that hopefully we get to hear your guys' voice a lot more, and maybe I can join in a little bit too come next year.
We always welcome you. You're definitely a welcome addition to the booth. Now, once again, we'll see if Grant Enfinger over the next 19 laps can hang on. 4 times he's finished second in the ARCA Racing Series. Can he finish it and get the win early on? Brennan Poole in 25 looks to the inside, trying to take the lead away when they go to 1.
Brennan wants that lead right away. Grant's going to fight back on the outside, keeping Brennan pinched down.
Side by side, coming out of turn number 2, battling for the lead as they go down the backstretch. Poole on the inside, Enfinger on the outside. Enfinger making it work in that higher groove, and he will get in front of the 25 as they come out of turn number 4.
You know, guys, I think we ran enough caution laps that I'm feeling more comfortable that the guys that stayed out were going to be okay to the end.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I mean, with 18 to go right now, you know, they've obviously got only a few laps of green on their tires. They're hungry. They're gonna push. So it could go either way. But I definitely think with all the rubber that's down now, the lack of problems that we've seen, everything's been kind of going down as the pit stops have happened. I think we're going to be okay.
What an amazing call. When Grant Enfinger was on pit road, they only took 2 tires, 2 right side tires. That ended up putting him out in front of the field, and he's trying to hang on to it now. Brennan Poole all over the back bumper once again, and here comes that 44, Frank Kimmel, getting into the mix now.
Yeah, here comes that 22 of Alex Bowman, going to try to get underneath Frank Kimmel and just make his way up into the top 3.
That 22 has been strong all night. We've seen him pass cars. We've seen him lead out front. So definitely not what Grant's going to be wanting to see in his rearview mirror. But, you know, the 22 was one of the cars that did put on 4 tires. So we may start to be seeing the effects of fresh left sides over the course of this run.
Alex Bowman closing in on the back bumper of that 25 of Brennan Poole now. So Bowman has made it his way back up into the top 3. Grant Enfinger trying to hang on. Just 16 laps remaining in the 2012 season.
Alex Bowman was the fastest car on the racetrack at that time. Brennan Poole second fastest, Grant Enfinger third fastest, and their third, second, first. How about battle for the lead?
Here they go, side by side. Look at Bowman all the way down on the apron. 3 wide as they cross the stripe. Poole trying to take the top spot away. They both go by that 09 of Enfinger, and now Bowman is out in front of this field.
What a strong power move by Alex Bowman. He saw the opportunity. Those guys were side by side, punching a pretty big hole in the air, and he took advantage and made it 3 wide.
Anytime you're 2 wide and you're out there and you're dragging each other down, which is helping the guy behind you, but also, like you said, it's creating a huge hole in the air. Great drafting spot for Alex, and what a way to get up there. We got a caution out, though.
Caution comes out once again. Problem on the back stretch.
Chris Windham, we were just talking about how great of a job he's done, and wow, that left rear tire is still going.
I was going to say it's no longer on the race car.
Look at it, like it broke it off the rear end housing. You can see the dust cap still in the center of that wheel.
And so the wheel about to come to a stop.
Look at the
battery's coming out.
The battery, the brake caliper still there. They've definitely had something major happen right here.
Yeah. I'm thinking that maybe they broke a hub or something like that. Just came off the rear end, and man, what damage to that Wintron car.
Chris was running in the 11th spot when the left rear came off of that race car.
Only his second start of the year. He ran the first race this year at Daytona, finished 8th, only his second start, but had a good run going, but man, it's going to end badly.
His best finish came a year ago at Springfield, where he was able to finish 3rd. Very talented young driver.
Absolutely. He's really good in the open wheel ranks and has done a great job every time he's gotten into the ARCA Racing Series. And shame for those guys. I know that you know, all the guys at Wintron Racing have been working really hard, and you know, they're the tried and true, like most of the guys that run this series. You know, they're there every week and you know, putting great race cars out there. So shame that their night's going to end early.
And so when this brought out the 5th caution, we had an amazing battle for the lead. Alex Bowman, Brennan Poole, and Grant Enfinger all fighting for the spot, but this is why the caution came out.
Oh my.
Wow. You saw that tire come off. Tire bouncing down the racetrack.
Is that the 99 that got together
Brandon
with him?
Davis maybe with a 99. That was a white car, certainly. Gonna be another view. Chris is going to get loose up here. May have already had an issue. I think that was Brandon Davis in the 99 car.
It doesn't take much, you know, to get, if you come across in front of somebody, there's really not a whole lot you can do to miss them. And unfortunately, Brandon was in the right place at the wrong time and went up over the left rear quarter panel there. They got some pretty significant damage, it looks like.
Yeah, Brandon was just outside of the top 10. He was doing a nice job, still on the lead lap. Good possibility at a top 10 finish. And there's Chris Windham getting into the ambulance.
Let's go back trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, your dad gave us the information this week that this is your last time on the pit box calling the shots. How good would it be to get a win tonight?
What would be a better way to end this? I mean, at least the crew chief and part of it. And I love doing it. It just, I think, to make the team better and really be able to turn the corner as we want as a program, I felt like just being in the competition director and general manager would probably serve the whole team. But man, would it be nice to have the last race be a win, especially since we won this race last year.
You got tires sitting here in the pit. You could have come in, decided not to. What was the call?
Track position be too hard to give up now, and now with the way we just got this caution and the next one, this should be cycled where the tires should be fine. I really don't think we'll have an issue now.
Okay, Paul Andrews is standing by with Jim. Let's hear from them next.
And he calls the shots for Alex Bowman. You just saw a front row seat of that 3-wide pass. What do you think of your young driver's move to get the lead there, Paul?
That was pretty spectacular. You know, the 09 and 25 both got a little, you know, they were kind of battling, and we had a good opening, and he took it, and I was pretty impressed. That's awesome.
Your driver's giving you feedback, but you caught a big break with that left rear tire going down. How important was it to come on pit road when you did?
Absolutely. You know, the tires are, with the new pavements this year, we've struggled a little bit with tires in general, and you know, the safe thing to do is come in and change tires, and you know, that's a big break for sure. I'd hate to be running while that was happening.
Alex Bowman's got a fast race car and a champion crew chief on the box, going for win number 4 here in 2012.
And that would lock up the Rookie of the Year battle that Alex Bowman is fighting for right now with Brennan Poole.
Yeah, close battle coming into here.
Another look at what just took place. Again, Windham in the 32 comes down on that 99 and airborne.
I think that hub broke because it didn't look like he was sideways or anything. I think all of a sudden you see that thing turn hard left. I believe that hub broke, and as soon as they made contact, then the left rear tire flies off.
Yeah, I mean, for a car to snap left like that, something obviously had to come apart, and for the left rear tire to come off that easily. You know, one of the things is you know, there's a lot of working parts in there in those hubs, and the grease, you know, anymore with these hubs, they're down to a science. You know, they put the grease in with a syringe because they're measuring it in cc's, and you know, any little bit of debris that gets in there can cause one of those things to get hot, come apart. You see the smoke obviously there. Come apart and get, you know, same thing what happens, you see a car rolling down the interstate or a semi-trailer that's got a wheel hanging off of it, and the hub's still there, or the axle's still there. At 200 miles an hour, it doesn't take long for something to get too hot.
Not at all. So they continue to clean up the mess caused by the 32. How about the 17? Just 10 laps away from potentially the championship for that 19-year-old.